Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I can't believe it. What a crazy week this has been, and it's only Wednesday. So, yeah, lots of things have happened today, and lots of things are still happening today. So, yeah, this is what's happening. There's so much happening here at my little house here in Portugal. Um, yeah, so much happening. Oh my gosh. So Tina is here. Hey, Tina, you got your power. Everything is working with your power. Mm. Yikes. Is it bad weather? Or what's going on with your power? What's the story there? My my only power failure, as you know, has resulted months ago, resulted in destroying my washing machine. So I've been without a washing machine for a while, requiring me to go to the laundromat, which I don't enjoy. um, I mean, it's fine. I don't not enjoy it. It's actually a good time. I always go like what I don't enjoy is I always go right when it opens at 7 o'clock in the morning because I don't want to. There's only three machines, and I don't want to like lug all of my stuff down there and then end up waiting for an hour or whatever for a machine. That's a waste of time to me, which means I'm always there when it opens at 7 when I go, which is the part that I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy getting up at 7 o'clock on a cold, rainy day to go to the laundromat. So that is my terrible power story. Um, yeah. The way companies deal with coming out and fixing problems is the literal worst. Have you guys been waiting all day for like someone from the electric company to come? Do you really not have power? You didn't have power earlier. Because one of the things that is still going on in my house in Portugal today is I'm waiting for the washing machine repairman to come. You remember this from like a few weeks ago when I was waiting for the washing machine repairman to come. Um, so he was supposed to come an hour ago. And I messaged him 20 minutes ago, are you still coming? And he messaged back, uh, he has something going on and he's going to call me about 5 o'clock. So in like an hour. I think he says he's going to call me. Or maybe he's just coming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when 5 o'clock rolls around what happens. So yeah, I bought a new washing machine from him and his company. And because they told me they could come bring it and install it on Friday, which I really need to happen so that I can use it this weekend and make sure that everything is working right and get my clothes clean before I leave for the US. Because I don't want to like buy something and then be gone for 6 weeks. And then when I come back, it doesn't work. And, and the guy's like, well, why did you wait 6 weeks to tell me? Right? Like, then I'm out of luck. I might still be out of luck, but I'm feeling lucky. So I think it'll be okay. I'm a little bit worried that so he's supposed to come today with the machine that lets me pay for the washing machine with my credit card. So I hope he comes today. Otherwise, I don't know what happens if they're still going to deliver and install it on Friday if I don't pay today. I mean, I'm ready to pay. Got my card. I'd even like tell him over oh no, he has to stick it in the machine. Anyway, so those are my trials and tribulations for today. My life is like first world problems. A cable problem. So the Wi-Fi phone cord snapped on Saturday and oh my gosh, they weren't able to come until today. But my dad figured out a way to temporarily fix it so we could have Wi-Fi. Have you been stealing Wi-Fi from the neighbors for the past couple of days, Tina? At least we have Wi-Fi. I'm just gonna just be grateful for that. Yeah. So this on Monday, you were having Wi-Fi problems, but you still, or you were having whatever problems, but I still saw you at your sprints on Monday. So that's good. All right. I'm leaving my email notifications on because like I said, lots going on today. No, he just spliced the cord back together. That is the proper response in a public forum, Tina. Oh my gosh. So, have you done anything fun today? I know it's early where you are, but anything fun other than fight with the internet? My internet, thankfully, I read something the other day that said Portugal has like one of the best internets in the world. And I think that might be true. It's super fast. Like my regular internet is something like 500 upload, like speed, super fast. And I had the same thing in Vietnam, like great Wi-Fi, or great internet, I guess. And it was Wi-Fi. But yeah, as opposed to in the US, even in New York City, like the Wi-Fi is fine, but it's not great. Like I remember going to Vietnam and going, "Oh my God, this internet is fantastic. So fast." Yeah. Yeah. So I did some cleaning of the house today. And what else did I do? I feel like I've been doing a lot today. Like it's been, I went shopping for washing machines this morning. That's what I did. That's why I felt like I was working frantically when I got back. Because I had spent a couple of hours this morning shopping for washing machines before I finally was like, okay, this guy is giving me the best price. And well, I don't know if he's giving me the best price, but he's giving me a good price. And I feel like if there's a problem with it, we've developed this relationship that uh, I feel like I can call him if there ever is anything wrong with it. I don't know. So we'll see. We will see. Oh my gosh, I got enrolled in GED. I know when I'm going to start working on that. Oh, I don't know when I'm going to start working on that, but soon. Congratulations. I don't, so do you have to take classes for the GED or is it just a test that you have to study for and then take? My grandpa had a GED, but I don't know like anything about it. Are there classes you have to take or you can just take a test and get your GED? What do you have to do? And Tina, then you can get like a job. You're like, maybe I don't want a GED. Yeah. So, like, do you have big plans for after you get your GED? Like, are you gonna enroll in college or university? Are you gonna get a job? Are you gonna like, what are you gonna do? So I guess they're gonna test me to see where I am, and then if they think I should study or take classes, then I will, or I can just take the test. Oh, very cool. Oh gosh, it would be awesome if like they tested you and they were like, "Oh, you just need to take the test. Like, here's the test. Take it." Oh my gosh, very cool. So this could be you just have to like no clue what I'm doing after. Well, I feel like with the GED, there's so many things, right? It's like the whole world is like, okay, now you are a grown up. Now we can accept you as like, we'll give you a job, we'll give you whatever, a house, we'll give you like, we'll let you apply for all of these things, all because you have like a piece of paper that says you have some educational equivalent. I've been thinking about that bakery you want to open, the one that's only open in the evenings you were talking about. Okay, what are you thinking about this? This is still honestly probably my I mean, I think it's a rich person's dream job. I think it's because I think you have to have a lot of money to make this happen. But it still is like my dream. I still would love to do that. And I've been practicing my baking. And so far, my chocolate chip cookies have the town raving. The town is raving about my chocolate chip cookies. Um, they're like crack. People can't stop eating them. So I'm like honing my baking skills. So I someday when I have a lot of money, I'm gonna buy like a, 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 a building where I can have like a bakery, my bakery underneath, like my bakery slash bookstore, maybe underneath, cocktail lounge. And then I live up on the top floor. I've read a bunch of books where the main character does that, right? She's got her shop underneath and she lives up there in like a loft situation, and it's fun and quirky, and everybody from the community, right, comes, and it's a fun thing. So I've decided that is the life. That is my dream life that I would like to be living. So I'm trying to manifest it right now. Tina, I feel like you are manifesting it with me because you're thinking about it all the time. You know what, Tina, I will give you my recipe. It is so easy. Do you want me to give it to you right now? I do have a piece of paper. You can write it down because I make this like every week. It's in my brain. Although I don't know, you're gonna have to convert. So the butter I do in grams. And I think that it's probably 2 sticks of butter, but I don't know. So you'll have to do the conversion on the internet. Um, but yeah, let me know when you're ready and I'll give you the rest. Or I'll type it in I'll send it to you. What do you want me to do? You want me to just send it to you in an email? Send it to you in a Instagram message? Or maybe I'll put it in maybe I'll put it in the description of this video for anybody that might want to watch it. Yeah, it's so easy. And it's only like maybe, okay, what it is? It's butter, eggs, sugar, flour, baking soda, salt, chocolate chips. So what's that? 6, 7 ingredients. Super easy. It's super, super easy. Yeah, so it's super easy. So it's something like 210 or 220 grams of butter, which is probably 2 sticks of butter, because I feel like every recipe involves 2 sticks of butter. Anyway, so it's butter. So you take the butter and the sugar. So it's white sugar and brown sugar. A cup of white sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, and 200 and I think it's 220 grams of butter. And you like mix it all up. Like you have to soften your butter. You mix it all up until it's like mixed. Then you dump in 2 eggs, and then you mix it all up again until it's all mixed. And then you dump in 2.5 cups of flour, like a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt. Mix it all up I use a hand mixer. But I also have made this recipe just with a spoon, like stirring with a spoon in a big bowl, and it's fine. It's just easier with a hand mixer. And then you add your chocolate chips and mix them all in, and then you bake them. And then you eat them really fast because they're delicious. It's so easy, right? It's only like a few ingredients. And other than like a lot of people don't have chocolate chips in their house, but probably everyone has eggs, butter, flour, sugar. Maybe everybody doesn't have brown sugar, but I think most people do. If you do any kind of baking at all, you've got brown sugar in your house. White sugar, brown sugar, eggs, butter, flour, baking soda, salt, chocolate chips. Easy. Easy. You gotta try that because I use more brown sugar. So you guys have white, so you have both sugars in your house. Yeah, yeah. So I think I'm not a recipe scientist, but I think what I've read is recipes that use like some white sugar and some brown sugar. The brown sugar makes things softer, a little bit softer than if you just used all white sugar. And I like my cookies where they're a little bit soft and a little bit gooey, right? So when you like, I don't like crisp cookies. I don't like my chocolate chip cookies crisp, right? I like it where you rip it open and the chocolate like kind of melts. I like a soft cookie. I also recently started using baking powder instead of baking soda because it has cornstarch and cream of tartar in it. Yeah, baking powder and baking soda sort of, again, I'm not a recipe scientist, but they sort of do the same thing. They help the batter rise a little bit, not like yeast rise, but they give it some lift and lightness, I think, is what baking powder and baking soda do. But they do it in different way. And they have to combine with something like I think baking powder you use when there is something like when you're using some kind of acid or something in the recipe as well. Like it needs to interact with something for it to rise. And maybe baking soda doesn't, or maybe something about the baking soda and the eggs. I don't know. But I think baking powder needs something in the recipe with it. Like whenever I make lemon bars, it's always baking powder that is in the recipe. I think because something in the lemon juice interacts with the baking powder that makes the baking powder work. My cookies are not tall, like they're just regular size cookies. So they don't like puff up. It's like yeast. They just I mean, they look like Mrs. Fields cookies, like from the mall. Or I don't even know if Mrs. Fields is in the mall anymore. They look like they're the size of cookies that you would buy at like a bakery. Like they're just that sort of you know what? Maybe, oh no, I'm not doing the sprints next week because I'm on my way to Lisbon. All right, next time I do sprints, I will have chocolate chip cookies and I'll show them to you. My mom really likes tall cookies and wants my cookies to be taller. Are your cookies like super flat? Like super flat? How tall? I'm trying to think, how tall would a cookie be? I don't know that I've ever seen any tall cookies. What's a tall cookie? How tall does she weigh her cookies? Like 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 you've seen those pancakes that like in Japan where the pancake is like this tall, one pancake? They're not super flat. They're like regular. How tall does she want your cookies? I don't understand. I don't know if I've ever seen a tall cookie. I've definitely seen super flat cookies. Just a bit more than they already are. All right. Maybe switch out your baking powder with baking soda because maybe whatever your recipe is, there's not whatever the ingredient is that activates the baking powder isn't in the rest of the recipe. I feel like when I freeze them, oh, interesting. They get to be taller. Huh. So I'm trying to think about this because I usually make a big batch of dough and then I'll cook some right away, right? Because like it's time to, if you're making cookie dough, you should make the cookies right away. But then I put like the rest, the big thing of dough in the refrigerator And then I just, every time I want to make cookies, I'll pull out a scoop or two or six and make the cookies. And I haven't noticed that mine are a different size when they've been chilled versus when they are just mixed. But you know what? I'll pay attention to that the next time I make them and see if there is something about chilling them that makes a difference, that makes them puff up more or something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe also, I mean, look, I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about right now, and I don't. But I notice that when I don't measure ingredients, because I make cookies basically every day for breakfast, which explains a lot of what's going on in my diet and and I don't usually measure. I just make a regular butter cookie, butter sugar cookie in the morning with cinnamon. And I don't measure the ingredients because I've made them so many times that I just eyeball it. And I notice that when I use more butter than I should be using, like when there's more butter than there should be, they are not as tall. They flatten out, right? Because the butter melts and then they just go. And they're still cookies. Like I can still eat them and they're still soft, but they're definitely flatter when there's too much butter. So maybe there's too much butter. And when you freeze them, it takes longer for the butter to melt and spread out, so they're not as tall. Maybe. You're measuring your ingredients, or are you winging it like I do every day? Are you winging it? I wing it. And although with the chocolate chip cookies, I don't wing it. I measure everything because they're so good. I don't want to mess them up, right? I'm like, I'm not winging this. I'm making them. Maybe because when you make oatmeal cookies, you add less butter, right? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever made oatmeal cookies, but you know the cookies that I love to eat the most are oatmeal chocolate chip, but I never make them. I'm measuring it, but I do want to start weighing it by grams because it's more accurate than volume. It is. And the only reason I do butter in grams is because that's how they sell butter here. It's all in grams. It's a 250-gram chunk of butter. That's what they sell. They don't do it in tablespoons, right? So that's the only reason why I measure butter in grams. You know what? When I'm in the US, I will try to make these cookies. Oh, is that my repair? No, that's not him. Sorry, I'm looking out the window. A car just drove up that looks like it's a repairman truck, van. It's not him. No, it's not him. I will make the chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, my friend Liz will love that. She'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm getting so fat when you're here. You can never come and stay with me again." But I do need to get a food scale because like the flour, the sugar, all of that is really more accurate when you weigh it. And that's how the pros do it. And Tina, when you and I have our bakery, we're gonna be like the pros, so we're gonna have to weigh it. Yeah. I know oatmeal chocolate chip is so good. I don't know why I never make oatmeal chocolate chip because I never have oatmeal in my house. And I never think about buying oatmeal. I don't know why I don't think about buying oatmeal. There's nothing at all bad about oatmeal. It's also very healthy. And the cookies my mom used to make all the time. She used to make chocolate chip cookies, like on special occasions. But almost every week, sometimes twice a week, she would make, do you know what boiled cookies are? Boiled or no bake. I make the oatmeal raisin recipe, but chocolate chips instead of raisins. Yes, and no cinnamon. Yeah, I hate raisins. And this is probably why I don't make oatmeal cookies. And I don't really buy oatmeal cookies out in the wild because you never know if the raisin is a chocolate chip or if it's a raisin. And I don't like raisins. I kind of feel though like cinnamon might be good in an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. I wonder. Hmm. Yes, the chocolatey, peanut buttery oatmeal cookies that you make on the stove in a pan, in a pot. Yes. Yes. Those I didn't have an oven when I lived in Vietnam, so I couldn't bake cookies, but I would make those on the stove all the time because I needed like something sweet and I couldn't bake anything because I didn't have an oven. So what do you call them? Do you call them no bake or do you call them boiled cookies or what do you call them? We always called them boiled cookies. You've never had them. Not a big fan of peanut butter. I don't really taste the peanut butter in them though. They're more chocolatey oatmeal-y to me. You lived in Vietnam, all caps. I did. I lived in Vietnam for just over 2 years, like just over a year for the first time, and then I was gone for a year, and then I was back for another year. I almost just spit my water out. I this. I thought I've talked about this before, maybe not. Yeah, I think you should make them and just try it. They talk about a super easy ingredients. It's like cocoa powder, butter, peanut butter, and oatmeal. There's like 4 ingredients to those. Yeah, they're super good. I think you should make them and try them, and then let me know what you think. How many countries have you lived in? A lot. Um, well, that's maybe not exactly true. So if lived in means I have rented an apartment and lived there, versus I didn't pay rent, but I was there for an extended period of time. So lived in, I actually rented an apartment and lived there. The US, Italy, Portugal, Vietnam, Thailand, but I didn't live, I rented an apartment. Oh, in Cambodia, I rented an apartment. Yeah. Um, but I didn't live in Thailand or Cambodia for very long, but I did rent apartments there. So if that's what it is. But I didn't pay rent on an apartment and I lived in Edinburgh for like all total. I lived in Edinburgh for about a year, maybe more, all total. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I've lived in a lot of countries. Mika! Hey Mika! Hello, hello, how are you? What's going on? Tina and I are chit-chatting about all kinds of things, mostly cookie related. All right, okay, so anywhere I've lived for more than 6 months. Oh boy. How many countries have I lived in for 6 months or more? 20? Maybe more? A lot. A lot. A lot. A lot. Wait, it's 5:28 here. Are we more than 1 hour apart now? No, we're still 1 hour. It's 4:30 here. But because they switched time in the US, so the US is an hour different from where we ever were. So instead of starting my sprints at 5, like I usually do, our time, right? Mika and I, our time. Oh, wait, you changed time. Mika, did you guys change time last week, 2 weeks ago? Did you guys change time? We don't change until the end of the month in Portugal. But they changed in the US, right? And so in order to stay on track with the US time, I moved my sprints an hour earlier than normal because in the US, that's what time it always is. So it's normal. My sprints are at the normal time in the US, but for you and me, they're an hour earlier. But we haven't read anything yet. So we've just been talking. You've only missed the chocolate chip cookie recipe. Hello, hello. Everyone is saying hello. I'm not sure when we changed. Okay. Yeah, so we haven't changed yet. We change at the end of the month, I think. I hate this time of year in the spring and the fall because we're off sync with everybody else's time change. And I'm always trying to figure out I'm always trying to figure out what time it is in anybody else's time zone. Like when I have clients somewhere, I'm always like, oh my God, what time am I Zooming with them? Because I'm like, it's always a thing. But then now, where some people have changed time, have sprung forward, and some people haven't, I'm constantly like Googling, what time is it right now in London? I have no idea. And I'm so afraid I'm going to miss something. Like I missed Tina's. I was so late for Tina's sprint the other day when we were doing Anne of Green Gables because like I didn't know what time it was. So I can't wait. Well, one, I can't wait till I'm in the US because then I'll definitely be on the same time zone as like my US clients. And then I can't wait until everyone is at the same, is at the normal GMT plus and minus. I need to pick my next book. Mika, that's what you said the last time we were on here. You were trying to pick your next book. I am finishing the very last book that I have to read for the BookTube Prize. I'm almost done and I'm ready to be done with it, even though it's interesting. None of the books that I read that I got assigned in my group, none of them were books that I would have picked up to read on my own. I'm in a nonfiction group. And I love nonfiction and I want to read more nonfiction, which is one of the reasons I was like, let me do this because like, yeah, none of these are books that I would have picked up off the shelf to read. Like, or if I was scrolling Amazon and saw them, I would have just kept scrolling. But 3 of them, so there's 6 in the round. 3 of them I loved, and I cannot wait until I can talk about them because all 3 of them, I was like, wow. And one of them, I don't even know how to talk about it because it haunts me. So good. Like, if I had to choose a book of the year, if I had to choose a book of a nonfiction book of my lifetime, maybe that's too exaggerated, but it was good. So I can't wait until like the results of this round come out so I can like start talking about these 3 books that I love so much. The one I'm finishing now is in the bottom 3. Not at the bottom, but yet. I mean, I'm not finished with it. I guess it could slide down to the bottom. I don't know. So yeah. All right. Yes, Mika, give us some options. What's on your list? Oh, good. You finished that one. So you're moving on. Take a look at my list. Okay, good. I'm reading Inner Harbors by Nora Roberts. I've been putting off like 9 months because the last time I picked it up, something really sucky was happening. something sucky happening in the book or something sucky happening in your life? Because I feel like 9 months ago was when your dog died. No? And this is not the incest book you were talking about the other day, because that would be something sucky happening in the book. Have you started this inner heart? Oh yeah, you started it. This is not the incest book you were reading that your aunt's, the character's aunt's cousin's mother-in-law was like doing something with somebody? Yes, I know. These 3 books, like, whoo, so good. And so, I mean, one of them is probably a book that I would have gone, okay, yeah, I know I'm gonna like this book. So I was excited when I got the list of books because the one book I was like, oh, I can't wait to read that one. It's gonna be really good. And it was. None of the other ones was I like, oh, can't wait to read them. I was like, I don't know about this. It'll be interesting. But wow, can't wait, can't wait. All right. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you. A publisher wrote me an email saying that they liked my review so much that they would print a quote on the book cover right after the New York Times. Mika, oh my gosh, what book is this? That's so awesome. Oh my gosh, what book is it? Can you say? Because I want to go read your review. Mika, that's like amazing. That is so amazing. Yeah, when my dog, oh, I picked it up that day and was like, I don't have the emotional capacity to deal with this book and my dog. Yeah, because it's going to be a really emotionally intense book. Woof. And is it still, well, you're just going to start reading it again. Emotionally intense. I know. It's like all caps. OMG, G, 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 G. Mika, like seriously. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on the English title. Think about it. Think about it. Oh my gosh. That, when is it coming out? Is it already out? Was this like an arc that you got? And then the publisher was like, ooh, oh my gosh, Mika, Mika, I am so excited for you. I like, I'm talking in all caps right now. Like you can see my face. That's awesome. That is so, so awesome. Congratulations. Well done. You write great reviews. I love on your Instagram where you have the where you like you have the image that you put up, which is always so nice. And then I always open your caption to see like what you have written because you always, they're so well written. And then I'm like, oh, I want to read that book. Or, oh, I don't want to read that book. The German translation comes out in May. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, when you see it, because if the New York Times is reviewing it, right, and then you're reviewing it, I'll go look it up in the New York Times. So as soon as you see it, like, let us know in Instagram. And then we can, like, you're definitely putting it on your Instagram, right? So that we can all go, oh my God. Wow. That is so awesome. It's so awesome. I can't even imagine like how excited you must have been. Because I'm like so excited for you right now. My face hurts from like smiling. Oh my gosh. All right. So, what are your options for reading today? I'm reading, I can't tell you, but it's about feminist art. And Tina is reading an emotionally draining Nora Roberts book, which I feel like what Tina's reading and what I'm reading are at like the opposite ends of the spectrum. So we need to pick something for Mika that's like right in the middle. Yeah, is the cover gonna say Mika reads? Like how are they explaining who you are? Like they're gonna give your quote and then they're gonna say what? Mika reads? Because we're gonna be like, I know Mika reads. I know Mika reads. And I feel like you must have given it a really good review. So I'm curious what the book is because I don't know that we have exactly the same taste in books, but you recommend some good books because I've definitely picked up books that I've seen on your Instagram that you gave reviews of and talked about. And I was like, ooh, like I think the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I cannot wait to read. As soon as I finish this one, I'm starting it, which means I'm probably starting it. It'll be my trip book. I'm excited. 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is going to be my journey book. Oops. They'll add something like from the blog, Mika, blah, blah, blah. Mika reads the Levin books. Mika reads the books. I love it. Oh my gosh. So do you think it's just going to be on the German translation or even is there even an English translation? We don't know. We have no idea. Will you be starting it today? Is that for me or Mika? I'm not starting anything today. I have to finish the booktube book, which I might be able to finish tonight. Maybe we'll see. Oh, it's for me. Yeah, I'm not starting anything today. Oh, it translates to Mika Reads Life. Oh, all right. Mika? Oh my gosh, Tina, we have a famous friend. Oh, no, it's not the incest book. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Can I tell you what I am kind of excited? Not even kind of. I'm excited and nervous for our May Treehouse Book Club. I'm excited to read Lessons in Chemistry with you guys, especially now that we know that all of these other people that have read it, that are booktubers, didn't like it, like hated it. So I'm excited to read it and talk about it in real time, but I'm also like super nervous because I don't want you to hate it. There's some incestuous topics being discussed, but it's not in the couple. A lot of the main character. Oh gosh, Nora Roberts is getting into it. Yikes! A lot of the main characters dealt with abuse. I'm not nervous. Should I be nervous? I don't know. I feel like the like Stacy and Steph, and then who'd you say Nicole made? They all had really strong reactions to the book that were like, I'm sort of like, I didn't get that at all. I wonder what they're talking about. So that makes me nervous. But it's also like, oh my gosh, if you guys feel the same way when you're reading it, we're going to have great conversations. Because I'm so curious, like that they thought the main character was a man hater. I'm like, oh no, I didn't get that at all. Like, why do you think she's a man hate? Like, I'm just curious. So I don't know. I'm nervous that you guys will hate it. But I'm also excited because we're going to have great, if you hate it, especially if you hate it, we'll have great conversations about it. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm excited for that. Okay. Horror, literary, or crime? I don't like horror, so I'm voting no on horror. Is the crime one for your crime book group? Yeah, I feel like when we've had conflicting opinions about our books, it's been a good conversation. Yeah, I agree. And it's been conversation that has stuck with me after and makes me like keep thinking about the issue, which I always think is good, right? All right, Tina's gonna vote crime. I'm good with crime. I like literary, but crime would also be a complete opposite of what Tina and I are reading. So we'd all three be reading something completely different. My mom used to love crime. She used to like the books, I can't remember who the author is, but she wrote the like A is for whatever, B is for whatever, C is for whatever. Like she went through the whole series of crime detective novels. I can't remember what her name is, but my mom used to read all of those. She loved them. And I started reading them for a while. And then I was like, this is not they were good, but too much crime is too much. My mom's friend loved that series. Yeah. And then didn't like the author died before she finished, before she got all the way to Z, right? Which is wild. Like when you've got the alphabet series and then it can never be finished because there aren't any books after Y, maybe? I think she got to Y and didn't finish Y. I don't know. I can't remember, but I was like, oh, that sucks. Oh, I just remembered that I bought a complete series not too long ago. I should start that. Oh, all right. Yes. And then the author died before the series was over. Oh, I didn't know that she refused to let anyone finish the alphabet. But it wouldn't be the same for someone else to finish the alphabet. But it was something like, I think she was on X or Y, something like that. She was really far into it, right? My mom died before this person died, so she never finished it. Um, but yeah. All right, Mika, can you find your reading book? Should we start to do some reading? Should we do I feel like we should do a 45-minute sprint, but part of me so the guy was going to call me at 5. Mika, I'm still having washing repairman. I'm waiting for the washing repairman to come. I bought a new washing machine, but he has to bring the card reader so that I can pay for it. And he was supposed to come at 3, but then he didn't. And so now he says he's either going to call me at, I don't understand the message, if I'm being completely honest. Uh, Portuguese. He's either going to call me at 5 or he's just going to come at 5, which who knows what that means. I'm going to come at 5 and then they show up at 7:30. So, if we do like 45 minutes, or maybe we do maybe we go until a quarter till the hour. So that's almost an hour. Is that too long? An hour-long sprint? What do you think? An hour is too long? If we go till a quarter till the hour, is that too much time? You're gonna go make the cookies. Oh no, I'm gonna be so jealous. Yeah, let's get started. I'll find the first book of the series. Okay, so why don't we go? Let me set the thing. Let's go. Okay, Tina says it's not too much time. Okay, good. I'll do a banner that will come back at a quarter till. Here we go. We are reading until a quarter to the hour. All right, so that'll be like just short of an hour. I like long sprints. Yeah, I feel like long sprints are going to help me get farther along in this book than I normally would. So, all right, let me start this banner and I'll see you guys at a quarter till. All right, we are back, and my washing machine man has not called or arrived. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Where are we here? Oh, we got lots of people joining us. Okay. Uh okay. The English title is The Cloisters. All right. I reviewed it in March after reading the English original. Ooh. All right. Hi, beautiful peoples. Hug the like button. Hey, Christina. Thank you for hugging my like button. How are you? What's going on? Afternoon, Vivian. Oh, hey, Nicole. Second time joining you. I'm working on work. All right. Oof. All right. That's good. That's good. We got to be productive. Saying hello. Everyone is saying hello. Hey, hey. Oh no. Tina, Nora. All right, maybe this book does have incest in it. I don't want to say too much and spoil anything, but I think the main characters share adoptive step parents. What is going on with Nora Roberts? Tina, you're picking some very odd books. Hey, Alley Cat, I will be reading. Oh my gosh, you is Screwtape Letters going around again? Because I feel like C.S. Lewis. I keep hearing about people reading C.S. Lewis books. I've been reading Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis and If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. Ooh, I've read Screwtape Letters and it's really good and like interesting. Super unique, right? I haven't read If Beale Street Could Talk, but that one sounds interesting to me. Hello, hello. Okay, Beloved Poison, historical thriller set in 1846 London. The main character is a woman who's hiding her gender, living as a male apothecary. All right. I like historical thriller as long as it's not like horror, but it's not, right? Is this your crime one? Wow, from 30% to 50%. And is it other than like maybe the incest, is it interesting? Are you glad you picked it back up? Is it as emotional as you thought it was going to be? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'm still a little foggy today. What have you been doing, Christina, other than sending your husband off to the mines? And all the stuff you do in the morning. Honestly, I don't know. I'm very confused. And this is the third book in a trilogy. Huh. Huh. Between the meds I took to go to the dentist, and the meds I took so I could sleep through the night after the dentist, my body just wants to sleep and my eyes are a bit blurry. Oh, did you have to have like something done at the dentist that you needed extra meds, or that's just like a normal, you have like a heart murmur or something, so you need to take antibiotics? I guess it's not antibiotics. Maybe it is antibiotic. You have to take something. I don't know. Anytime you go to the dentist, my body just wants to sleep. Yeah, this morning, my alarm, I wake up before my alarm. This morning, I did not. All right, everybody's saying hi. We got a lot of highs today. It might be, I'm not sure. I know, like all of a sudden it's all going back around again. I will have to agree that Screwtape Letters is definitely interesting to read. I'm enjoying If Beale Street Could Talk too, though. They're both completely different. I was going to ask you, do you prefer one or the other right now? But they're just so completely different. I got to 40% of Screwtape. All right, so you're almost halfway done. Seriously, you are like one of a number of people that I have talked to in the past couple of weeks, just couple weeks, who've been reading C.S. Lewis, like his old stuff. And we're not talking like Chronicles of Narnia C.S. Lewis. It's like screw tape letters. Did he do the Case for Christianity or there's something where he does like I can't remember what it is, like a defense of the Christian faith or something. I can't remember what the name of the book is. But that one, a lot of people are reading now too, all of a sudden. Oh, I know why. Probably because it's Easter. It's Easter season and people maybe are reading more religious books. Oh, I don't know. I just made that up. I don't think there's going to be any supernatural horror. Okay, good. But she has found tiny coffins with strange dolls. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy. So she thinks somebody's done some strange ritual. Oh yeah, that's creepy. All right, I'm not reading that book. It's creepy. Like super, yeah, it's creepy to me. Tiny coffins with dolls inside. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, anxiety meds to go to the dentist. Yeah, going to the dentist is not my favorite thing. I'm going on Friday just for like a cleaning, I hope, but it is not my favorite thing to do. I'm like sitting in the chair like this. Is this how you're in the chair, Christina? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Well, a lot of the stories about the medicine and the surgical practices of the time. All right, that might be kind of interesting. But creepy dolls? Supernatural? I don't know. Then they did like 5 or 6 fillings in the front. Oh my gosh. Woo. So I needed sleepy time pain meds to sleep last night. Those don't put me to sleep, but they keep you asleep. Oh, well, that's almost better. Like I have friends that take a Natural product to sleep, help them sleep. And they like multiple friends have told me this that it does help them fall asleep, but then they wake up and they can't get back to sleep. I would rather take whatever you're taking, the sleepy time pain meds that don't put you asleep, but they keep you asleep. That's better, right? Yeah, they are. I think like screw tape more. Yeah. Even though they both are really good. Oh, yes, Mere Christianity. Yes, that's the one that I keep hearing people talk about. Yeah. I did start reading Narnia, but need to get back into the series. Oh my gosh, Narnia, the Chronicle of Narnia are some of my favorite books. And I actually even, I don't know, did Disney put out the movies years ago? Not like 100 years ago, because they're um, recent. Like I want to say in the 2000s, maybe. Disney cinema, like the cinematic I'm saying Disney, but I don't know for sure that it was Disney, put out like 3 or 4 movies with the Chronicles of Narnia, and I actually thought they were really well done. And Carrie Underwood wrote a couple of songs, and I don't really like Carrie Underwood all that much for a number of reasons, but the songs that she put in the movies, I do love. So I'm a C.S. Lewis fan. I do like this dentist better than the one I went to before because usually when they work on the front teeth, I don't like that when they're on the front. Is it the front on the bottom? Ooh, I don't like it. They hit a nerve with the shot that makes me feel like I'm about to sneeze for like a week. Oh, the lacking hygiene in the operating theater is creepier than the dolls. Ew. Ew. What year is this? 18 something? Yeah, I would not be a good if I ever did mistakenly go back in time, I don't think I could handle it. The hygiene, like not just in the operating theater, but that's the thing that stood out to me when I first started reading the Outlander books was the hygiene. I was like, oh Lord, these people stink. They are dirty, but that's how life was back in the day. There's nothing I like more than a hot shower. And that is not something I could get if I ever went back in time. Honestly, hygiene is gross, but I feel like the real problem is that, okay, Tina makes a fair point. Like, imagine Christina going to the dentist, not just without the anxiety medication, but where they don't numb you, where they're literally just yanking teeth out of your head, or where they're doing surgery on you, right? Before they had pain medication, what? They're getting you drunk. I can still feel pain when I'm drunk. Like, you're not cutting my arm off. And the only thing I have for the pain is to bite down on a piece of leather. I can't imagine like the Civil War. I can't imagine anything before the Civil War, like war or whatever, with having limbs cut off without anesthetic. Oh, I just can't even. Oh, I can't even. Oh, oh, the Star Surgeon has performed 100 amputations in the same frock. I mean, it's gross, but I also feel like, are these people living through it? The horror, the horror. When you told me that Outlander was going to be gross, I was expecting so much worse. Yeah, like hygiene wise or like violent wise. Yeah, I didn't like when I first watched I mean, I guess it is super violent at the very beginning because it's war back in 1746 and it's violent and gross. Gross things are happening and the people are like dirty and gross. Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. The younger doctor is like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Like maybe we should clean our aprons. Is that the younger doctor is saying, I don't want to wear dirty, bloody aprons? Gross. Yeah, the pain meds they gave you were whiskey, and that's not enough. And biting down on something, that's not going to do it for me. If you're literally taking a saw and sawing through my skin and muscle and bone, not enough. It's not enough. Not enough. Yeah, the no pain medication would definitely be a problem. I feel bad for all of those people who had to go through it. As someone who has had surgeries, I could never. I could never. I can't even imagine. Like sometimes I say I could never, and then I'm like, well, if I had to, I guess I could. I don't know that I could. I don't know if I could. I think I would just be like, okay, let the gangrene take me and I'll die. Like give me some whiskey, but I'm just gonna die from the gangrene. Oh, oof. Yeah, like blood loss and like infection, because nasty stuff is getting in there because Mika's surgeons are not washing their aprons. Oof. Oh, the smell. I can't imagine the smell of everybody's blood on your clothes after 100 surgeries and you're not like washing the clothes. Like the smell of it. Gross. Whiskey was used as a cleaning agent for cuts and stuff. Yeah, I'm okay with the whiskey. Like, let's bring the whiskey. But don't cut off my arm after you give me some whiskey. I wasn't expecting that. Well, yes, the Randall tortures, right? So that was really bad. But like nasty stuff with them like stinking. You didn't think the stinky stuff was so bad. Ooh, that's what I remember the most is like, for whatever reason, I was like, these people stink. And I don't think I could come from, I mean, she came from what, 1945 or something, but I couldn't go from 2024 back to 1744 because I'm so used to things like things do stink, right? Like, but there I feel like everything stinks. And the hygiene, I don't think I would have a really hard time. Are you reading Outlander? Poor Tina. I read one book back in July. She didn't like it. I don't know if I'm going to continue because it was just like too graphic. Yeah. This got gruesome fast. I know. Welcome to Sprints. I know. Tina and I started off the day talking about making cookies and baking things. Speaking of, Tina, did you make those boiled cookies? And what did you think? Yeah, so we started off talking about cookies and now we're into bloody aprons. Yeah, yeah, Outlander had some gruesome stuff, but it's the one graphic stuff. But the Randall torture was bad. Yeah, Nicole, have you read Outlander? It's a series that covers several genres. Oh my gosh, Tina, you're still on to the summer book club. If you do summer book club, I'll continue with the Outlander series this year. I guess I need to make a decision about this summer book club coming up because we would start in June, right? June, July, and August. And it's already April. I'll need to make a decision in April about whether I'm going to do it. I'll have to keep thinking about it. I'll put it on my list of things to think about. Tina, you really want to do it? Anybody else want to do it? I tried them before they said, oh, hang on a second. No, I thought that was my washing man. No. I tried them before they said, and they were pretty good. They're in the freezer right now. I'm going to go get one. I know they're pretty good, right? You don't really taste the peanut butter so much. Do the rest of you guys know about these boiled cookies, no-bake cookies, the chocolate peanut butter oatmeal things that you make in a pot on the stove? I read Outlander when it first came. I remember nothing. Oh my gosh, that is funny because it's one of the books that I'm like, it's one of my favorite series. I read it, I would over and over and over again. It's funny that it just like, I remember nothing. I know Dusty, Nicole, and Coda. Oh, wait, they're reading Outlander. They're going to read the Outlander. Interesting. I wonder what they are going to think of it. Oh, there's a young guy. Oh, the young guy who's the assistant who doesn't want to wear the bloody apron. There's a young guy who I'm pretty sure is going to be the love interest. And he's supposed to help with research, but gets roped into watching the amputations. Poor guy is suffering. Ugh. Is this the guy that's like, we shouldn't be wearing the bloody aprons? Oof. Oof. No pressure. Right. Except you bring it up every single sprint. I would read this. Okay. What if we do? All right. Well, all right. Let me think about all of this. Let me keep thinking. Ooh, I don't know about the boiled cookies. Do tell. All right, Nicole. These are cookies that my mom used to make like every week because they're so easy to make. And they're cookies that when I lived in Vietnam, I would make because I didn't have an oven in Vietnam. I only had the stovetop. And they're cookies that you make in a pan on top of this, in a pot, sorry, on top of the stove. And they are cocoa powder and butter and peanut butter and oatmeal or oats, right? Quaker oats. And like you mix it all together on the stove. There's instructions. You have to you add the oatmeal last and the peanut butter last. Like you have to boil the butter and the chocolate for a while. And then you put everything else in and then you just like spoon them out onto like parchment paper on the counter and they get hard like cookies and they are delicious. Oh, you can taste the peanut butter. Okay, but you like it in there. Yeah, it's very subtle. It's not heavy peanut butter. So you do like these cookies? Are they going to go in our bakery? We could offer them in our bakery. They didn't set very well. Yeah, this is sometimes my problem too, is that you have to boil them the exact perfect amount of time. And what the exact perfect amount of time is sort of a mystery. So sometimes sometimes they're too runny, they don't set up, and then you end up, so here's my trick, what to do. I have a trick for how to eat the boiled cookies that don't set up. Just scoop them and eat it with a spoon. It works. Put them in a bowl and just eat them like it with a spoon. It's like pudding, but not. It's a little bit firmer than pudding, but yeah. So sometimes they're not hard enough. And then sometimes when I do them, they're too dry and so they're falling apart. So like it's like a very fine line between too boiled and not boiled enough. Yeah. So that makes them tricky, but they're delicious. Oh, Coda and Nicole are rereading or are reading Harry Potter and then the Green something before Outlander. So it may be a while. Oh yeah, if they're reading all the Harry Potters. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. Oh my God, Alcat, they are so good. And they only take what, 15 or 20 minutes to make from the time you pour things in the pot and turn the pot on. So they're very easy and quick to make and so delicious. So delicious. Come to think of it, I wonder if the potential love interest realizes she's a woman. Would be awkward if he fell in love but was gay or interested. This could make for an interesting. Would it be a twist? Like an interesting novel, like to see how all of that would play out. So is the main surgeon the woman pretending to be a man? Well, he might swing both ways. Christina's like, boiled cookies? Yeah, you boil them and they're delicious. And yes, you boil them and then you like plop them out onto a piece of parchment paper and they get hard and they're delicious. I scoop them onto the train. You can definitely pick them up. Okay, good. But you got to put them in your mouth real fast, which is not a problem. Yeah, that is not a problem at all. Yes, Christina, no bake. Okay, so you call them no bake cookies. Yeah, my mom, we always called them boiled cookies, but yeah, no bake. They're exactly the same thing. Although I guess, you know what? That's like a whole category of cooking because I have a whole category in a cookbook that I have or used to have. Maybe I don't have it anymore. A whole category of no bake and boiled. And it was like a whole bunch of different cookies inside the no bake and boiled category. So I don't know what these cookies are actually called because my family, we just always called them boiled cookies. Christina, do you call them no bake cookies? Because I have heard other people refer to them as no bake cookies. But because that's like boiled and no bake are also a category in the cookbook, like these cookies must have some other name. Chocolate peanut oat cookies? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. So I don't know what the name of these cookies are. But you know what I'm talking about. Oh, no, she's the apothecary. Oh, you did say that. Delivering stuff to the doctors and helping with research. Oh. Chocolate and oats and peanut butter and butter. You put the cocoa, like Hershey's cocoa and butter together and boil it up. Tina, do you add anything else to that? Vanilla, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's just, milk. I think there's milk in there too. I think it's butter, milk, and cocoa, Hershey's cocoa powder. And you boil it up and it has to like hard boil for a minute or something. Like you have to get it to a hard boil, hard rolling boil, whatever that is. I mean, I know what that is, but that's hard. That's the hard part for like a minute. And then you take it off the heat and add the peanut butter and then you add the oats and then you scoop it out and then you wait for it to get hard, which usually takes, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. And then you pop them in your mouth, one after the other, as fast as you can. That's why it's great to be bisexual because you ever get Mulan, everything will work out. Oh my gosh. I typically call them no bake. Okay, maybe my family was the only one that called them boiled. I think the recipe that I have in my cookbook though says I'm gonna have to look back at it again. I've seen other no bake cookies. Yeah, but I feel like these ones are the main ones. Yeah, but do they have another name? Because you're right, there's other no bake cookies, like I suppose another no bake cookie, although I don't think it's a cookie, I think it's more of a candy, is those haystacks. My grandma used to call them haystacks, where you know those Chinese crispy lo mein noodle things? Maybe they don't even have these anymore. This was back in the Christina, you remember this. Mika may not remember. Do you remember when chop suey was like a big thing in the US? Good Lord, my grandma made chop suey like every week. We had chop suey. We were so cosmopolitan. We had chop suey and those chow mein, those it's sort of like fried onions, but they're chow mein noodles. So whenever we had like extra of those, which was every week since my grandmother loved chop suey, uh, she would like melt butterscotch chips and then mix in the extra lo mein noodles. I don't know if that's even what they were anymore. I'm having like a weird flashback memory, but I suppose that would be a no bake cookie because you don't bake it. Huh, I don't know. See, now aren't we on back now to a better topic? There's no more blood on our aprons. The recipe I use, oh yeah, you gotta have sugar too. That's right. Sugar and milk. I don't have cocoa powder, so I found one. Oh, that used chocolate chips. Ooh, so that might be even more chocolatier than cocoa powder. I love those, both with or without chocolate. Yeah. Yeah, those little crispy noodles. Yeah, yeah. I never lived in the US, so all I remember is when Germany got crazy about Chinese food. And were you guys eating something called chop suey? Which, as I think back on what chop suey is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. All I know is it came out of a can and it was like uh, vegetables, maybe in like brown syrup. Yeah. Welcome to my childhood. Weird vegetables in a brown syrup and no bake cookies. This is my childhood. But they're not the crispy noodles you get. I don't know. We do some that are not really good because they're melted chocolate with peanuts in it. Oh my gosh. And yes, you could use the chow mein noodles. I mean, I do love me a chocolate covered peanut. And while I don't like raisins, I'll eat an entire bag of chocolate covered raisins. No problem. Oh, do they still sell the chow mein noodles? Put them on salads. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, chop suey is common, but not out of a can. All right. Well, I lived in Indiana and most of what we ate came out of a can. These are called peanut clusters. Ooh, they sound good. They're like oh my gosh, what if we had like a whole candy platter of all different kinds of candies? One time I made homemade peanut butter cups. I'll never make them again. It was a lot of work. And then one time I made homemade peppermint patties. I'll never make them again. It was a whole lot of work. But oh wow. And one time I made homemade like Mounds bars, coconut with chocolate. Ooh, again, a whole lot of work. But now I'm just thinking of like a candy tray and I would just sit here like this and eat it. Yes, they do still sell them. I remember those noodles, but they're different from them. Normal ones you got when you asked for a bag of fried noodles. Yeah, they're different from the stuff that you would get at, like, if you ordered Chinese food delivery. That's a different kind of chow mein noodle. Also delicious, but I don't think I would make candy out of it, but I might. I might. La Choy, yes, 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 La Choy. That's the can that my grandmother's chop suey came out of. Yeah, Tina, they're different. These are about 2 inches long. Yeah. Oh my gosh, when I was younger, my mom would make huge batches of Christmas crack and those little hard pretzels with kisses and M&Ms on them. Okay, what is Christmas crack? Is that like with the saltine crackers that are dipped in a whole bunch of stuff? Is that Christmas crack? What's Christmas crack? Chow mein were more of a garnish. Yes, we would just drop them on top of the chop suey, like to garnish. We would go to garnish. It's true. We would just drop them. They were like, they'd go on top of the chop suey. Oh, Christmas crack is like peppermint bark. Well, I love me some peppermint bark. Saltine crackers. Ooh, toffee and then chocolate. Or saltine crackers and like peppermint and chocolate. Or, oh, we distinguish between Christmas crack and peppermint bark. So Christmas crack is more toffee based, and peppermint bark is the same thing, but like peppermint based. I would eat the heck out of both of those. Basically, I'm a little bit hungry. I'm starving. And where is my washing machine, man? We add either chopped up peanuts, oh, or chopped up peppermint on top of the Christmas crack. Like candy cane, like chopped up candy cane peppermint. That's what you mean. On top of the toffee. I could be into peanuts and toffee, but peppermint on top of toffee. I wonder how I would feel about it. I mean, look, I'm gonna eat it, right? I'm not passing it up. If it comes to me on a tray, I'm eating it. When the first Chinese restaurants opened here in Germany, my father went to try it. It was way before my birth. He was like, "Oh, nice, there's red sauce. It must be like the Chinese ketchup." I don't remember any kind of red sauce coming into my Chinese experience when I was a child. And then in college, I got into the sweet and sour chicken, I guess it was, and that's a little bit red. And now I feel like I haven't had Chinese food in a long time, years and years and years and years. No, surely I've had Chinese food since college. Surely. Uh, oh yeah, 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 I have. And because I was like, surely I'd go with the spicy stuff. What's a spicy Chinese thing? General So, I'm saying it wrong. General So's chicken. That's my Chinese go-to. And it has it has the Chinese ketchup on it. And he put a lot on his rice. I know, Alligat, I'm hungry. Right at the beginning of December, our oven broke, and so I didn't get to make all the desserts I wanted to make. Okay, I can't imagine doing Christmas, like Christmas season, the holiday season, without being able to have an oven to make cookies and stuff. Oof. Symbol Oleg. I don't know that. That's how it's spelled. Is that how you say it? Symbol Oleg? As a kid, sweet and sour chicken sauce on the side. But recently, I realized there's sweet and sour shrimp. Oh, you're a shrimpy girl. I don't like shrimp. I don't like the texture of it. It's like biting into a finger. I don't like shrimp. But chicken, sweet and sour chicken, I'm in. Sweet and sour shrimp. I do like the sweet and sour sauce, but I almost feel like it's too sweet for me these days. And I prefer a spicier sauce, something that makes me sweat. Oh, see, Dad almost died because it was so hot. That's what I like. I like things that are so hot that I like sweat to death or I choke to death. I like things that are super hot and spicy. Simbak, Simbal Oleg. All right, I will keep that in mind. I want some fried rice now. Thanks, ladies. I want something sweet. Agreed. I don't like large shrimp. When the smaller, they don't have that texture thing. Maybe I've never had this. Well, yeah, I know I've never had the smaller because in my mind, it's still shrimp. And an egg roll. Oh, I love an egg roll dipped in the sweet and sour sauce. Same. Yeah, I know. We're all, and just Chinese food in general now. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to have an egg roll and some General Tso's chicken. And a fortune cookie that gives me a really good fortune. That's what I would like. But I'm not going to get any of that. Actually, what I would like my washing machine guy to come so I can buy this washing machine because I really, really, really need it to be delivered on Friday. And I'm really, really worried that if I don't buy it today, if I don't pay him for it today, it's not coming. No, I think you shouldn't add so much that you die of heat, of like spiciness. I think that's too much, but still delicious. Oh, the only Chinese place here is a buffet place, and their fried rice is yellow. I don't like a buffet. And the only Chinese place here where I live is not, they do have a buffet on one side, but they have like table service on the other. But I think they're just pulling the table service from the buffet. And every time I've eaten there, I've been sick. And I've eaten there 3 times. And then I was like, okay, no. I can't go back there because I've been sick every time. So there's no Chinese for me to eat. Fried rice should be brown. Are you going to die on that hill, Christina? That's your firm belief? It's still good. It just weirds me out every time. Yeah. Yeah. Yellow fried rice is weird. That's Mexican. Yellow fried rice seems like Mexican because they've cooked it in like, I don't know, chicken stock or something with Mexican. I don't know. To me, it seems more Mexican food, yellow rice, which I love too. Can we talk about tacos or something now? No, we got to stop talking about food. We just recently went to a buffet for the first time in Kentucky. It was really tiny, but delicious. Well, I feel like I've never had a good experience at a buffet. They gross me out. Ours has table service, yeah, and they will make stuff to order too, but their fried rice is weird. Yellow fried rice does seem weird. I wonder what it is they're cooking it in that makes it yellow. I don't know. All right, you guys, should we do another sprint? Are you ready to go? I think we should because I need to find out what's going on with my washerman because this is just weird. Very weird, very weird. All right, so let's do another sprint. Should we go until 1/2 past, about an hour? It's a little over an hour this time. Is that too much? Or do you want to go till 1/4 after? And I feel like this might be the last sprint while I try to figure out what's going on. Oh my God, hang on a second. No. It's going to be a short sprint. I forgot that I have a client tonight. So it's going to be just a short sprint. Let's do just a 30-minute sprint. Well, 35. Let's go to the top of the hour and that'll be our last sprint for today. Does that sound good? Just a short sprint? Yeah, it's some sort of weird seasoning to make it yellow. Nope. Yeah, it's some kind of cumin or something, or saffron. I don't know. seasoning and tomato sauce that yellows the rice. Ooh. I'm good with another hour. I know I can't do an hour though. 35 works. Okay, good. Yeah, I time is flying past me here. And I have a client tonight. So, okay, let's go until the top of the hour and then we'll come back and say a quick goodbye, I guess, and then it'll be off. We'll chat at the break. We're reading until the top of the hour. This is our last sprint tonight. Okay. Save. All right. I will see you guys at the top of the hour. Oops. Show it. All right. I guess that's the top of the hour for me anyway. Still no word from my washing machine man. I don't think he's coming. So stay tuned for what happens next. Who knows? All right, so let's see what we got going here. Oh no, oh no. Poor Will, the potential love interest. He's keeled over now and cannot forget the things he saw during the autopsy. Oh, I've seen an autopsy, and yeah, you can't unsee what you've seen. Oh no. Yeah, poor Will. Oh, got to page 126 of If Beale Street Could Talk, and you're eating lunch. Very cool. Are you eating candy? Are you eating Chinese? Alley Cat, thanks for coming. You are very welcome. My pleasure to host all of you guys, all of you folks. Very fun. Didn't read, was mainly chilling outside. Oh, listening to Taylor Swift. All right, this is a topic for another day, but are we excited about the new album coming out? I actually put the date on my calendar, so apparently I am excited about it. I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous that it might suck. I don't know why I think it might suck. Like, why would it suck? Everything she does is great, but I'm worried. Nicole got more work done. Thanks for keeping me company. Hey, thanks for keeping us company. Thanks everybody for like hanging out with me. I am not going to have sprints. Oh, this is going to be my last sprints that I'm hosting for a while because I'll be in the States, but I will be on Tina's sprints on Monday. At least I think I will. And I'll like pop in on other people's sprints. So maybe I'll see you. I'll be back home in May. So I'll start having our sprints again in May, and we'll talk about lessons in chemistry, starting doing that on our sprints too. But yeah, I might not see you guys for a while, except in the chat on other people's sprints. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And I'll catch you guys the next time around. Yeah, it's on my calendar. We are crazy. Thanks for sprints. You're welcome. You won't be doing sprint. Yes, no sprints for me next Wednesday. But if you're doing Monday, I'm planning on popping in on your sprints. So I'll see you in the chat on your sprints on Monday. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I will see you next time. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, you guys.